on, baby, whole lot of shit going on. I said, come on over, baby, you know it can't go wrong.
Hey everybody, this is Shane from the Twisted Oak music venue down here in Dade City, Florida. I just wanted to first and foremost thank everybody that supports our business and is a fan of our concept, that what we're doing here in Dade City with our live music. And honestly, if it wasn't for you guys, we wouldn't be able to have guys like Tommy Keys here come and play. So I just want to say thank you to everybody that supports our business. So today, we are featuring Tommy Keys and the Barrel House Boys here in our venue, and we wanted to get a little bit of insight about Tommy Keys and where he's been, what he's all about, and kind of get to know him, and then we'll go from there. He's playing live tonight here, and so welcome, Tommy. Thanks for coming in tonight.
Welcome.
How you been?
Very good.
Me and Tommy have kind of gotten to know each other a little bit because he's been coming around since we started doing our open mics and our singer-songwriter nights here in our venue, during the week, and so he's kind of become a frequent flyer here. And a funny story. I'll start out with a funny story. Like, he's been coming here, and we kind of got to know each other. And he came up to me one night, and he was like, "Hey, how the hell do I get to play in this place as a gig?" And I didn't know that he wanted to play out. I thought he just loved playing music. And so Tommy came up to me and kind of put me on the spot, and I was like, all right, well, I already know he's a great musician. And so then we booked him, and here's the date, and we're super excited to have him here and his band. And the Barrel House Boys, that's kind of became something recent. Right,
yeah. I've been, I'm originally from Long Island, as some people will say, but, and I came down here and really didn't know many people, and so for the past 10 years that I've been here, I've been wanting to put a band together, but I never really met the right group of people, or the right, who I thought that maybe they would do good with me.
Right.
So, musicians that have the same, inspiration or, whatever. But, and it's funny because little by little I've been meeting some people, and then I said, I'm going to do this, and I put the band together, and within a month, we're here really. We've only been rehearsing for about a month. We did one sort of gig, and so this is kind of our first big gig, and so we're pretty excited about it. The Barrel House Boys have been working their butts off,
nice.
trying to do a good job, and I think they're fabulous. So I'm looking forward to it.
You say you've had them. You've been playing with them for about a month. Like, did you already know these guys, or did you kind of word of mouth, or how did you put this whole thing together with these guys?
Well, Paul, the guitarist, I met through a jam that we were doing down the street from here, and I met him, and I liked the way he played and stuff, and I thought, I had him in my mind, and then I met, Randy originally had been playing with me. We played some places down in Newport Richey and that Tarpon Springs and that sort of thing. So we've been doing gigs together just as a duo.
Right.
Because most of my career has been solo.
Really?
Yeah. Most of everything that I've done has just been solo. But up in New York, I did a lot of band work too. But down here, mostly solo. So I met Randy, and so I had him in my mind, and Jim, who's going to play the drums with us tonight, I knew him from Buzz, Howlin' Buzz, if anybody remembers him. I used to play with him a lot.
Right.
So I knew Jim Mackey, and who else? And then we had Frank. Now, Frank came to me because Paulie was going to play with me, because I was trying to put the band together and I needed a bass player.
Paulie from the Sandspurs?
Yeah, Paulie,
Okay.
I don't know, is the last name Palooza? Yeah, no, he calls
No,
Paulie
he
Palooza
throws it. He
is
throws it.
his festival.
He throws a festival. His last name's not Palooza.
It's not Palooza. Okay, sorry. Sorry, Paulie.
No, it should be Paulie Palooza. So you got.
but that's his festival.
You got to talking to Paulie.
Yeah, so I got talking to Paulie. I said, Paulie goes, yeah, I'll play with you. So I was like, okay, that's cool. He's I got a bass player now, you know. So we were trying to do it, and Paulie came up to me. He goes, you know, I know this guy Frank, who plays bass, and he's a really nice guy, plays great, you know. So I said, well, you know, I'll give him a call. So I gave him a call, and we got together here one night, and we hit it off. It was, you know, we hit it off. He seemed to be playing all the music and stuff that I played through my career and his career. So we got together. So he's playing bass with us now. So, and I think it was a good find. So I'm really happy with these guys, and I really hope we could pick up a lot more gigs. Anybody know any gigs? I'm not the only musician probably asking this, but send them my way. But yeah.
That's very good. So you had mentioned to me not too long ago that it's been years since you've been down here in Florida that you've played with a band.
Right. It's been, well, no, I've been playing
with bands, but like actually
like
formed your own like little group.
Yeah, I was just basically a sit-in on a lot of the groups, you know.
Right.
I played people like Charlie Morris and Sarasota Slim, and I played with Buzz, Alan Buzz, and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
It's been a while, but most of the time I've been doing a lot of solo things. You know.
Well, we're really looking forward to hearing you guys tonight.
Yeah.
I want to ask you. You know, you've been around for a long time as far as playing music, but I want to find out. You know, you said you're originally from Jersey.
No, Long Island.
Long Island.
I'm a Long Island boy, yeah.
And
grew up on a poultry farm.
A poultry farm, really?
Yeah.
So, how did you get your start, or where did you play your first note, or how did it even, come about?
Well, I originally was a drummer. I liked the drums.
Yeah.
I was playing drums for a while, and I was taking lessons. I'll try to make it short. I was taking drum lessons at this little place. And the teacher said, okay, here's what we're going to do. You play the drums, and I'm going to play the piano, and you play along with me.
Yeah.
And, like that. So he was playing, and I was trying to play the drums, and I'm listening to him play the piano. I was like, gee, I want to play the piano. I don't want to play the drums, you know? And so I asked him, I said, could you teach me to play the piano instead of the drums? So he said, yeah, sure. And that's what happened, and I started playing the piano. But I still had been playing the drums. I mean, I used to play a lot of, Battle of the Bands. They used to have those. Right. And I played with my cousins. We had a band called The Relations. And then I had a band called Gibraltar. Just silly bands that we had as kids.
What time?
And I played the drums.
What time frame was this?
Oh, wow. This was back probably... Now you're going to make me go back into that. Geez, I'm only 29 years old. I can't remember back that far. No.
Like the 80s?
No, we're talking about 60s, 70s.
Oh, really?
Yeah, early, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I was playing drums probably in the early 70s,
yeah.
And stuff. So, and I wasn't a bad drummer, I have to say myself, but now I'm not that good.
Me and Chris, the other owner of the Twisted Oak, like we always have these conversations about back in that time frame. Mm-hmm. It seemed like there wasn't as many musicians just laying around. I don't know. I might be wrong. We might be wrong, but it seemed like the talent level back then, and I don't know why or how, was just like so profound.
Well, the talent level today is unbelievable. I mean,
it is.
You got little kids that can play.
It is, but but they have access these days to so many platforms to learn.
Right.
Like back then, it just seems like it was so much more raw. And like you really had to either just listen to the radio or an album or the record and like pick out the notes.
Yeah.
And so it just amazes me and him that, the music that was produced and made back then, it just seems like it was so much more talent.
Right.
In our opinion nowadays.
More talent then, you think?
I think so because it was harder to learn.
I think Well, I would have to say back then you had more improvisational.
Okay.
It was more improvisational,
Right.
You know?
Than super structured.
Yeah, well, that's how the Allman Brothers came out, and
Yeah.
all of that through a lot of the improv things
Right.
that they did. Yeah, I don't know. I think that's debatable.
Yeah.
It's hard to say.
That's
now.
a debate we're always having.
Yeah,
So it is definitely debatable.
There's a lot of musicians. Even then, there was a lot. I remember the Battle of the Bands. 12 bands or something like that
Yeah.
playing at a Battle of the Bands, and ultimately it ended up turning out to be a Battle of the Bands. Somebody came out with a mic stand and hit somebody or something, and they had to clear the place out. It was a disaster. All those Battle of the Bands.
Did you ever, back in that era, would you say my impression of documentaries and things I've watched, my impression of the music in New York back then in that area was crazy, like phenomenal. Like there was a lot going on the West Coast in LA and a lot going on in New York, and so I'm sure that playing there, when you did, like, you probably saw all kinds of really good artists back then.
Yeah, really, there was like a lot of musicians went up to New York. That's why you had like the band and all of that came out.
Yeah.
I mean, from up there and stuff. There was a lot of musicians up there that settled in that area. But even today, I guess there's a lot.
You showed me a video not too long ago of you playing over in Germany, right?
Yeah.
So you've literally played all over the world with various artists.
Right.
A lot of artists.
Right. I played with over at they call it the Berghausen Jazz Festival.
Okay.
Which is a big jazz festival, and a lot of people, big name acts play there, and
Yeah.
I would imagine they still have it on today. I'm not sure. I never really checked into it, but I mean, the people that we played alongside of was played like the Manhattan Transfer.
Right.
They were in there, and just so many. I think Larry Coryell played there. I can't think of all the names at this time. It's been such a long time, but there was some big names. I know Oscar Peterson at one of the jazz festivals. He played there.
Yeah.
It's just a well-known band over in Austria. Actually, it's the border
of
Austria and
Yeah.
Germany.
Yeah.
And so I had the great opportunity going.
Yeah.
It was so much fun, and they treated us so great.
Of all the artists, and this might be a hard question, but of all the artists that you've played with, not ones that you listen to or haven't had the chance to play with, but of all the artists that you've played with, is there one artist that has inspired you the most?
Right. Yeah. Well, the most. Well, I'm going to have to say there was a number of people.
Or impressed, inspired by
my
this artist?
inspiration for music comes from people like Chuck Leavell, Allman Brothers, Chuck Leavell, Dr. John, a big influence. Memphis Slim, if you want to go back to the old timers, Otis Spahn, and a great, and currently you have John Cleary, who's like phenomenal. Monster Gentleman, he is one of the monsters in that.
Yeah.
And he's a great musician. So they're inspiring,
Yeah.
And music is a beautiful thing.
Yeah,
It really is.
it absolutely is. So do you think you and the Barrel House Boys will really grow? Are you guys just interested in just playing here locally?
We want to get, I don't think they want to do like...
you don't want to take Frank on tour?
I don't think we're going to go on tour, but no, I mean, locally, I think would be great to play, I'd be willing to go on tour, but you better play for the airplane flights and all the food and all the housing, and then maybe I'll do that. But no, I'd like to pick up a lot of gigs around here. I like to, I'm more for the local than I am. I'm not looking for, I don't want to be, overkill.
Yeah.
So
Well, we're very happy to have you guys here.
I appreciate you
sorry
having
it took me so long to realize that you wanted to play out.
no, that's all right. No, that's all right.
But-
I just figure I have to ask.
Yeah, like
I'm not a big one. See, I would like to have an agent
Yeah.
because I don't like to do the road work and have to talk to club owners and that sort of thing.
Yeah, yeah. No, we're very excited to have you here. If anybody wants to check out Tommy Keys, I checked out a lot of his stuff on YouTube. He's got a huge presence on YouTube of all his past performances.
And you can go to my website too, TommyKeys.com.
TommyKeys.com.
Yeah, and I
And
have a lot on there.
great content. He's played with a lot of great players throughout his life, and we're actually really privileged to have you here. And so, thank you for coming in, and
Oh,
thank you for
you're quite
taking this
welcome.
interview and letting us get to know you a lot better.
Right.
And
Thank you.
I'm sure I'll ask you 10,000 more questions throughout the time that you're
All
here.
right.
So
Can't wait.
all right, thanks, Tommy. Thanks, Tommy.
All right.
All right, see you, buddy.
Shane, thank you.
Yep.